Am I almost out?
Yeah, you got 6, so I think you're good. Hello guys, welcome to another video. So we are going to be testing some Nerf guns. Specifically, all the ones I have are Nerf Rebelle guns because they're pretty, because they're for girls. And I like pink. And we're going to be testing those against some really cheap Garbo guns that we got from an arcade/bowling alley to see how they compare. I mean, it's pretty obvious that the Nerf guns are going to be better, but I wanted to get some nice, some actual data, get a head-to-head comparison on how these go. So I hope you're ready for quite a ride with these guns. All right, so this is the Nerf Rebelle. I believe this is the Star Shot. So that actually came in a set with a target, which I do have the target, and 6 of the suction cup darts, which most of the Rebelle darts are similar to the Nerf Elite darts, so they don't have a suction cup, they just have that like solid tip. So this one's kind of cool. It got me those suction cup darts. You can see it's theoretically a crossbow, but also, like, if I can show you real quick, you don't need the crossbow. I usually take it off because I think it looks a little cooler as just a pistol. This is probably my favorite of all the ones I have, which is kind of crazy because it literally just shoots 1 bullet, but I think it makes me feel the most like a spy. I just feel really cool being able to, like, you know. It does have a laser. The laser is really hard to activate. You kind of have to hold it down with your middle finger, and it takes a lot of pressure to hold it down, and the laser is not very good, so I wouldn't use it for much. It's so weak it can only really be visible at a close distance, but this one feels really good to shoot. It's got a pretty nice range. It shoots very straight. The loading time is obviously not great because it only holds 1 bullet at a time. You do have to keep reloading, and this kind of seems like it's mostly decorative. I'm not sure how much it's helped me. I have tried to use it to aim before, but it only does so much. But yeah, the Star Shot's definitely my favorite of all of them. Love the way it feels. All right, this is the Nerf Rebelle Guardian crossbow. This is one of the first Rebelle guns I believe that they came out with. It's also the one that I saw in commercials a lot as a kid and really, really wanted, and for some reason never actually asked for it, which is why I never got it until I just bought it for myself. This holds about 6 of those regular Nerf Elite darts, as I was talking about. This one also feels really good to shoot, and it is more, it is kind of a crossbow. It's still not really, because this is mostly decorative, but it feels more like a crossbow, for sure. This one's also pretty satisfying to shoot because you get that nice clicking sound. It's got pretty good range. I don't know how well it compares to some of the other ones. I'm not sure I paid attention. It is nice having 6, because that means, you know, you can shoot continuously a little longer. And I do really like how this one feels. I also think it's one of the more comfortable ones to hold. So I have a lot of good things to say about this one. I'm a fan. All right, this is the Nerf Rebelle Power Bell. As you can probably tell by the name Power Bell, this one is battery operated. I believe there's only a couple that are battery operated. This is one of them, uses AA's. It holds about 10 darts. It's automatic, shoots pretty fast. It's quite loud, I will say, if you can hear it. So maybe not great for indoors, but it's fun for outdoors. Not very subtle. And it is a little heavy. It actually came with a carrying strap, which I don't use because I'm not a child, but I think if you're a kid, I think you definitely need 2 hands to hold this because it is pretty heavy. As an adult, I'm fine with 1 hand, but it is kind of a lot for kids. I like it. It's satisfying. It's not my favorite just because of how loud it is, but it does have some pretty good range, and it is fun being able to, you know, shoot those 10 rapid fire. And this is one of the only rapid fire Rebelle ones, to my memory at least.
I really like this one. I love that it's rapid fire, so you can just fire a bunch of them at the same time, and they all kind of go in the same general direction. Like, I mean, come on, who doesn't like it? That's really fun.
but this is the Nerf Rebelle flip side bow. This came in a couple different colors. I prefer this one. The other ones have a lot more purple, and I have to be honest, the shade of purple that they use is not my favorite. So I like this teal one a little better. I really wanted to get a bow. I thought the idea of getting a bow is cool. They have a lot of different ones. I landed on this one. I don't know if I love that choice. My main comments about it are it's a little inconsistent. It's hard to fire, honestly, because you're pulling it back. Sometimes it kind of feels like it just doesn't fire. It's hard to tell if you fired at all. It's hard to tell if you didn't fire. It's kind of hard to tell where it's actually pulling from, like cartridge-wise. And so if you've run out and you feel like you're firing blanks, sometimes you're not sure if you actually have any bullets left or if like it's just not working for some reason. I also will say, having used this over long spans of time, kind of painful. I understand that real archers obviously wear gloves. Honestly, gloves would probably be helpful with this. That would be a lot more comfortable than pulling the string over and over again barehanded. It's not super great.
All right, so this crossbow, a little bit annoying sometimes, to be honest. I don't have my glasses on. I'm just wearing sunglasses, so I can't really see. And I couldn't really tell ever if it was actually shooting the darts or not. And sometimes it wasn't. Like, there is still a dart in here that just never came out. No matter how many times I tried to freaking shoot it. Anyway, yeah, that's it. All right, so we got these next two at a bowling alley. We went there for my birthday. We won a lot of tickets, and we could afford to buy 2 dart guns. I got this one, and it has a little drone on top. I don't really know what it's for, but it's kind of cool. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't really know what it has to do with the rest of the gun, to be honest. That's probably the best part. I'm not even gonna lie. It comes with 3 bullets. It actually came with 4. Like, it has a 4th one, but you don't really use it for anything. And it's very annoying to load. Also, this one's the only one that's actually loaded. You have to load these 2 after the fact, and they kind of can just fall out like so easily. So it's not ideal, but you shoot it. The freaking like trajectory is horrendous. They do not go in a straight line. They just kind of twirl around in the air, so they don't go very far. And then in order to like reload it, it is so hard. That made it look easy, but it is difficult. And the darts themselves are like so squishy, and the suction cup sucks. Anyway, it's fine though. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
All right, having fired this one a couple times, I agree with everything previously said. Incredibly hard to load. I've had an even harder time, I think, just because I'm not used to it. Also, the drone is cool, but I keep forgetting it's on there and then just dropping it because I'm so used to putting the guns down that I just am like, huh? And then a lot of times I don't attach the drone right, I guess, and then it just falls off. And as you can see, one of the bullets already started falling out. Very inconsistent, incredibly obvious spring feeling. It, like, you can hear it. It's not a great firing system. Yeah, not so good. Not so good. Okay, this one is absolute trash. So for starters, the like string, it's kind of this like rubber string that they use for the crossbow, snapped after the very first time that I fired it. So I have it tied on at the moment because it broke. So that's already great. You have to have the bullets sort of pushed in a certain distance or else they won't fire, but they don't, as you can kind of see here, they don't do that. They just sort of come right back out. And so every time you fire it, you have to push it in with your finger and then move your finger really quickly and then fire it. which is a horrible system. It's not fast to reload because you have to put the string back every single time. And again, you have to push it back every single time. The distance is terrible. The accuracy is terrible. It fires similarly to the last one, where the darts are just doing all sorts of spins. The suction cups, trash. Won't even stick to mirrors, won't stick to glass, nothing. Absolute garbage. And they misprinted the logo on this side. Why does it look like it's melting? Bad.
Honestly, what can I say that hasn't already been said? This is worse than the last one, which I have had that green one at my house since January, so I've had enough time to use it, and I was like, man, this thing sucks. This is worse. Oh my god, it is so much worse. And I think, at least if I can point out one thing, this is a bullet that it came with. Let me put this down real quick. Just look at this. Very, very functional. Okay, well, we don't have to talk about how I can't put it back together, but it's bad. It's really bad. Just know that.
The next segment we're going to do is a bit of an accuracy test. Obviously, the accuracy test is limited by how accurate we can be. I have had several months to test these out, so I have like a not terrible sense of aim. So hopefully we will be able to do this pretty well. We shot them all from 10 feet because we proved the range of the Fiery Spirit was only about 9 feet, so I didn't want to put that one at a huge disadvantage. And I also figured, listen, our aim's not going to be great far away anyways. Like, these are Nerf guns. There's only so good our aim can be if we're shooting at like 50 feet away. So everything's at 10 feet. We will get back to you with our results, which will be a little bit more qualitative than quantitative.
This one's hard because you have to... Oh my god. Okay. It's weird that it did like a flip to get over there, but alright. Oh, cool. It's great because I'm mic'd up so you can still hear. Okay. Kind of a high one. Jesus Christ. I swear I'm not that bad a shot. It's so hard. You, like, for half of it, you can't even see that you're shooting them because they're so far off. Whoa! Okay. That was 2 out of 6 hit the target, so. I didn't see where that one landed. It's a little far down, wasn't it? Alright, that one was on target. And this, we can always speed up the footage. Alright, that was all 5. So none of them hit. Some of them got close, though. Okay, we got 1. Not bad, but not great. It broke.
You got it. Oh my god, it went out of focus for a second. No.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I will remember you.
I have a spare. It's okay, everybody. Don't fret.
Maybe
All
the
right.
gun is just broken at this point. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happened to him?
Oh, the spring is just completely to the side. I don't know if you can see in there.
Oh, buddy. Okay. Well, it's a good thing we already did all the other tests.
This gun is officially out of use.
All right, so we're back with the results. So what I noticed, I'll kind of just go down the line in order of which ones we fired. So the Star Shot, I would say, has pretty good accuracy. For me, that's one of the easiest to aim because it's just a single barrel, like pretty small pistol. It's pretty easy to look down the barrel and figure out with a pretty good idea of where you're firing. So I would say that one's pretty good. Which one did I do after that? Oh, I did the really cheap one, I think. That one's bad. It's really hard to aim because you have to put your finger on the thing every time you fire, which makes it really hard to tell where you're aiming because your hand kind of shifts where you're holding it every time you fire. So that one's bad. And then the bow is just hard to aim. It's already hard to use the bow, which makes it even harder to really aim consistently. Plus, the nature of a bow, and especially this one, kind of makes it hard for you to tell where the dart is actually coming out. It's not easy to tell where the barrel is from behind it. So, not great. And then the Guardian. The Guardian's not bad, but I will say it has a lot of variance in how far up or down it goes. Like, it seems like sometimes it arcs further up, sometimes it goes a little more straight. And that means it's kind of easy to overshot it or undershot by quite a bit. Or your two.
Yeah. One of them was great. One of them was, oh my god, something horrible happened. Tragedy struck. Okay, so the first one that I decided to do, and you might already notice something amiss here, was the green, the green one that had the drone. Thank you. I just took the drone off so that I wouldn't have to worry about it falling off. What happened here, you may ask? Here's one of the darts that I tried to put in it. So that happened. Not ideal, but you know what? I had another one. I couldn't find it, but I do have it, I promise. But I was like, I still have these two, so I decided to put these in here. No, the barrel, it's just busted. Like
the spring's just in the wrong place.
in the wrong place at this point. Yeah, so
not good.
It is officially dead, but as Kate pointed out, I could still use the drone, which is the best part. So I don't really care. Oh wow. It's become normal after it broke.
Yeah, after it broke, it got better.
But then I decided to use the, what's that one called?
The Power Bell.
The Power Bell. The Power Bell was actually pretty good. It's the automatic one. At first, I was aiming in the complete wrong direction, so they were going way over the target. But once I got it in the right place, it was very consistent, and I actually shot the bullseye. So that was,
you got the closest really out of any of them. And I think the Power Bell, because it's automatic, it's really easy to self-correct pretty quickly on that one compared to a lot of the others.
Yeah,
the Star Shot's not bad for self-correcting because you're usually not that far off, but it's definitely easiest with the Power Bell. So yeah, that was the accuracy.
Yeah.
All right, so we want to give you our final thoughts now that we've kind of wrapped up all of our sections. So obviously Nerf fared a lot better. They did well in pretty much every metric, significantly compared to the bowling alley ones. And we came up with some superlatives for them. So we want to present those to you. Most least user friendly. Very bad.
Most accurate.
Most inconsistent.
Oh,
Just cover your whole face.
most fun to hold.
Most cool to fire.
Most broken.
It sucks. So now I'll give Beyond Our Superlatives a little more of like a final wrap up. So obviously, the fact that these both are broken, both of the bowling alley ones broke, and also just like terrible range, terrible accuracy, not fun to use, bad in almost every conceivable way. This one doesn't even have a whole handle. Look at it. It's holes. It's so cheap. They couldn't even make it a solid gun. They were like, it's air mostly.
I will say, up until now, this green one has been like okay. Like, other than the fact that it was really hard to load and sometimes the little things fall out. Like, if you're looking for like a little cheap dart gun, this would have worked, but it did break today. I wasn't doing it. I really wasn't doing anything different. So just it was obviously not as good as Nerf, but it was okay until now. So
Yeah,
not great.
The Power Bell definitely has great accuracy, which I don't think is something I really considered before. So I'm glad that we tested the accuracy. I think that gives me a little bit of new respect for it, even though it is very loud. So it scares my dogs. But yeah, it's about what I expected in terms of the range not being amazing. Considering it's an automatic, I wouldn't expect it to really have like super big range. The flip side, yeah, I kind of knew that this one is a little hard to use. I always have to explain it to people because it's very not. It's not as not user friendly as this one because this one literally doesn't work. But this one, like, you need an instruction manual, honestly. And sometimes you won't fire, and you're not going to be able to tell that you're not firing. This one, my baby, still my favorite. I think we both agree, definitely the most fun to just hold. I think the portability is a big part of that. It's just very easy to, like, whip around and stuff. Shoo, shoo, shoo. It does have a laser.
Whoa.
It doesn't work very well, but you can kind of, yeah, it doesn't do much. However, I don't know if it's maybe a little better when it's new. All of my Nerf Rebelle guns are pre-owned, like they're all from eBay. So maybe they're better out of the box, but I feel like probably not. This last one, my Nerf Guardian, the one that I always wanted when I was a kid. While it didn't perform especially good in any of the metrics, I'm honestly still pretty happy with it. I really think it's got a satisfying feel to it. It's probably one of the ones I use the most casually, especially because it's like it's got kind of the ease of firing that the Star Shot has, but it holds 6, so you can not have to worry about constantly reloading, which is nice. Yeah, it's a good solid. I think it's like kind of a nice middle ground one. Not the best range, but satisfying to fire. Got a decent amount of like cartridge space. Not bad at all. Yeah. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Not really. Just kind of sad that my gun broke. So sad. And also one of my little darts.
Yeah. All right.
You can probably tell.
I'm filming right now, so.
Okay.
Dog shit. Really bad. Compared to this side. Yeah.
All right.
Shawty's like a melody in my head.
Hello.
I'm gonna break my spine. Hold on, I gotta count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Was 9 how many? I don't know. I think it's 9.
Okay, so this fun little crossbow is very interesting. What?
Quick check. Quick check. Check.
Oh my
I'll take it
god,
from you so you can check.
it's Kate. Oh my god, it's Kate. Oh my god, that's my friend Kate. Oh my god, look, it's Kate. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.